Welcome to the show, and here are your hosts, the diabolical Elite Gaming Guru, the illustrious Red Dead Panda, and the Australian stud AshtreyGaming. So let's get this party started. Shit.
And we are live. Good morning and good evening, depending on where you're from in the world. Episode 106, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 106.
Very good.
Welcome,
We've got
everybody.
106, yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Before we
Elite,
jump in,
go
I
for
just
it.
want to say, before we jump in, I just want to say, can everyone hear us okay? Because, yeah, so many times we've just waffled on for about 10 minutes and everyone said, we can't hear you. So can everyone just check that we're all saying good and there's no echo? Because I can still hear a slight echo, but just want to make sure everyone else can't hear an echo. So if you let us know. And someone's listening back in YouTube. I can hear it.
Yeah, me on the phone.
Oh man, we can hear it, man. So amateur.
Only a little bit. He's listening to the audio.
Yep.
Turn it off in a moment.
Yep, there you go. It sounds like we're all good.
Yeah, right. So I'm just going to do a quick shout out while we've got everyone here. So Max City, Ent, Raiden Blade, Graham Monad, David Cohen, Why So Serious, Smitty Smith, and Darge Knight. Welcome, mate. And the blue one. Oh, and Riskit's in here as well. Oh, they're just piling now. Cupid's Victim. Oh, my eyes are blurring. DVS 6691. Welcome for joining us, guys. And we've got Red Panda in the chat, as always. Thank you all for joining us. Episode 106. We've got some fun topics to get through. We've got the usual hosts, Red Dead Panda, myself, and AshtreyGaming. But we've got two excellent panel members. Now, I love these guys. These are some of my favourite people on Twitter and YouTube. We've got J-Rock, who's absolutely fantastic and outstanding on Twitter, and I absolutely adore Dirt's YouTube content. I always watch his stuff. I don't miss any of his stuff. So I'm gonna just bounce over to those guys. I'm gonna start with J-Rock. J-Rock, how are you, mate? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You said adore. You're getting romantic on me. All right, I see you.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's okay. There's restraining orders in the chat. I'll send you one.
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hopefully, we get some good news within 2 weeks, so I can break some more pony hooves and keep this entertainment going.
Exclusives are bad for gaming, J-Rock. Stop it. Bad. And Dirt, how you been, mate?
What's up, man? What's up, everybody?
good.
How everybody doing?
Good. Glad you're here.
Yeah.
Great to have
I
you
know.
both on board, actually. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks. Thanks for the invite. I'm ready to talk some shit and have a good old time.
TTS. What have you guys been playing, J-Rock? J-Rock, what have you been playing? You been playing any games?
Diablo, Halo.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
an
They're your
interesting
two
mashup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing Diablo. I kind of went back. I wanted to finish Gotham Knights and also want to get back into Cyberpunk. So those three games for the most part.
Oh yeah. I played that about a month ago. Tried to get back into it.
Yeah, especially with the DLC coming out soon.
Yeah. So yeah, they're good. It's quite a good game. Very deep, very sort of long. Not many cutscenes, which is great. Unlike Final Fantasy 16. I really don't get that game. I really can't understand where you put a game in and you sit and watch it for 2 hours without even playing anything. I don't get games like that, but
Yeah, and it's not at 720p either.
yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
shit.
But yeah, I've been playing. I've been playing Diablo, Conan, but I've also downloaded Railway Manager.
Why?
Before I start playing it, I want to learn how to run a railway. So
You're a muppet.
I've been playing it. I think it's quite enjoyable.
You heard him. He said he wanted to learn how to run a train. Look at that.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
wild.
So those
Oh,
fanboys
man.
who wants to run over with it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Red,
I
that
don't
went
know
dark
what
real quick.
I
Damn.
don't know if you guys know what that means in the States.
No,
It's bad.
obviously
No.
not.
What's that mean?
I'm gonna have to
Trains,
Google
long
this.
tunnels.
Are we in trouble now?
No,
Google running a train.
You just got us banned, Red.
I tried to get you banned every
Oh,
week.
no,
You show
okay.
up every week.
I'm just Google search that.
Oh no!
Oh
Red.
shit!
He said, "Oh no!"
I wasn't expecting that.
We had Soggy Biscuit a few months back.
Oh no! Fucking hell!
Okay, right. Is there a YouTube video of it that we could put up on screen?
Most likely, but we're not putting it up.
Oh, okay.
Now this stream gets shut down immediately.
Oh man! Red, what have you
go on
been
then.
playing? Red.
I've played a little bit of Diablo and a little bit of Halo. I haven't really been on this week. I've been really busy and I've been having some early nights for once. So yeah, I've been pretty slack. And I feel bad. Like, to be honest though, I'm feeling a little bit disinterested in gaming because like Starfield is like what I want to play right now. And I'm like, why? Yeah, so
No.
I'm like trying to
Mhm.
hold myself over until Starfield comes out.
Well, you're still going to be waiting a few weeks.
A few weeks. Yeah. Well, 2 of those weeks I'll be on holiday, so there will be like 3 weeks where I won't be on the show because I will be overseas trying to not think about Starfield.
Nice.
I'll let you know
It's
the
right
exact
around the
dates,
corner.
guys,
It's right
but yeah.
around the corner.
It is. It's almost here. So close.
Mhm.
So close to all those pony tears. So
yeah.
close.
Oh, very good. I haven't really been gaming much this week either, actually. Been in a bit of a slump. I've played a little bit of Valhalla at the start of the week, and that's about it. So I reckon we should just jump into our first topic, Elite.
He's
What's the
gone.
first topic, Elite?
He's
still
You're
muted.
muted. You're
Sorry.
looking at the
Oh,
train.
shit.
You're looking at
Oh,
trains
Elite.
being ran, Elite.
Oh.
Being distracted.
I was just doing a poll and I was muting myself. Right. Okay. The first topic is this is a great one. This is so PlayStation are coming out with a handheld called Project Q. It's coming soon. And yeah, the price was leaked by Microsoft during the whole. Loads of shit was leaked during this whole thingy. It's been a shit show really for leakage.
God
Oh,
damn.
shit,
That's-
what is
that's
going
wrong,
on
isn't
today?
I need Pepto-Bismol. God damn.
that train's a long time a running.
It's going to be $300.
US.
Yeah, US dollars. Yeah, it's going to be $300, and it's a piece of shit, really, to be frank. It's
That's better than life.
They just copied Nintendo Labo and made it. So yeah.
and made it weaker. Yeah, so they've actually come up with a device that's weaker than something that Nintendo puts out, and they're going to sell it for £300. What's your opinions on this, guys? Who's going to buy this? Who's this aimed at?
Ponies.
Ponies.
I'm going to throw that at Jay then.
The stable dwellers will buy that.
Stable.
Hey,
I don't-
listen.
you know what?
They
don't think
pay
ponies-
they pay $600 to paint on rocks. Of course they're gonna buy this.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Hey, you know what? I always think ponies gonna buy this bullshit. I only think they gonna buy it. They like, you know what? I spent the $600 to paint rocks and to climb mountains. I don't think they going. They, you know, we out of money. That shit is such a waste of money. Then this first party too. PlayStation should be ashamed of themselves for that crap.
Yeah.
You got
Do they look
it's
at
a
the bills?
handheld, but you got to be in your house to play it. Like what the hell?
Right. They think it's a switch.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you
It
just
really
dock
is
it in the
pointless.
rubbish bin and walk away.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It serves no purpose whatsoever other than just to take money off people. It'll be just as popular as PSVR 2, no doubt. So.
What happened to PSVR 2? Because
Well,
I heard guys always say, "Hey, man, PSVR 2 is coming." I ain't heard nothing about it.
It's
Yeah.
finally getting
Hyped it.
Windows support, so people on PC will be able to use it. So
Yeah,
that's what I think is going to be its saving grace. Because if it's only stuck with the PlayStation base,
It's dead.
dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even then, there's other headsets out there, and there's wireless ones too. So why pick this one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you get to play those PlayStation exclusives like kayaking. Picture the scene: you're kayaking in your house.
You get to play.
Does someone stand there and spray water at you and shit while you're doing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Horizon
You won't know
Call
that.
of
There
the
could be
Mountain, Where you
They could be
crawl up a
spraying anything
mountain.
at you. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's VR's just not there yet. But back to this Project Q thing. Do you think that's his real name? Do you think it's actually going to release as Project Q?
No.
Do
Do
you reckon they chose Project Q to kind of be like play on the James Bond idea of Q?
No.
Making tech stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Potentially,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not
I get
that
what you're
clever.
You're not wrong.
They're clever enough to take money from ponies' hooves. So
yeah, I know Sony's a genius, but no, he's not that much of a genius.
SONY was not involved with this. They gave it to a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old made it.
Which just reminds me of the topic.
Like.
You guys take over. I'm just going to throw a topic in.
I want to know what the battery life is going to be on it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you reckon? It won't be long because we know that anything that's made by Sony's battery life is shit house. So straight up, it won't last long. So if it's got to be tethered to your PS5 and you can only really use it on the toilet, then I suppose 10 minutes is enough.
We're going to find out that there'll be 2 SKUs. Right. One which doesn't have to be plugged into power, and one with a battery pack.
Listen, they say it has all the features of the DualSense, right? So my only question is, where do you blow into it?
All those features means like no battery life. That's a great feature. I am actually. I think the hardcore are going to buy it. I think the casuals. I think you're probably going to run into the whole "who's this for?" and also people are inadvertently going to buy that, not realizing like that you need a PS5 for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to run into that. They always make that argument where your grandparents or whoever is going to buy this wrong Xbox. I think that's what's going to happen with this controller for people who don't know anything about gaming and see it, and then hopefully, if they're not buying it online, people in store are telling them the right things. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's just that price. I was talking to someone. They were like, "Oh, I can use this and take it to the loo." Like 5, really? You've got a phone, and they're complaining about how the Series S can't do that. I'm like, you've got a phone, and you can play it over Wi-Fi with your phone. You don't necessarily have to spend hours out of your day on the toilet just taking advantage of this controller.
Well, yeah. I think that handheld is great for a game like Final Fantasy, right? Where you can only press one button and wipe your ass with the other hand.
Hey, you're gonna still run into the issues with the console overheating, and then the controller's worthless.
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna be honest. My honest opinion. I don't think even hardcore PlayStation fanboys are gonna buy this bullshit.
J-Dub,
because one, like we already see how they only buy 15. Sony first party is only 15% of SIE's profits. So they're not going to buy this unnecessary handheld because, it's just useless. You have to be like in the same house as your PS5.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't even think the hardcore are going to buy it because I don't think they're going to commit to that bullshit. Some of them might, but not. I don't think they're gonna even buy it, bro.
It'll probably be the 6th loudest ponies on Twitter that have it, and
it'll be probably like six people. Oh, yeah. Look what I got! I got all the PlayStation shit. I got all the hardware, sucker. Man, I hate them all.
I mean, there's plenty of things out there already that you don't need to buy this. You've got the Razer Kishi and whatever, so you can just attach that to your phone. That's basically the same thing. Like, why would you need another handheld like this where they can just charge you? That's their goal, is to charge you. He made a comment, like Jim Ryan said, like, our passion is innovation. Your passion used to be gaming. Like, where did that messaging go? Because it's clearly not happening this generation.
That was Sean Layden era. Jim Ryan era is different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Lion crying, dying Jim Ryan.
Oh yeah. And by the way, Ashtray, I'm seeing whenever Red Dead Panda or anybody else is talking, I see you lighting up, so the audio is coming through you.
Yeah, it's feedback. Every time I mute you on my end, it stops.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's some feedback coming.
I knew it was the POS.
Now, do you think it will run into the overheating issues of the PS5?
We are, yeah. I've put it down as a topic now. Let's just go. Let's just frig it.
I'm
Let's go
speaking. I'm
straight into
speaking
that.
in terms of the handheld. Do you think it's going to overheat just like the PS5 as well?
No, I think the only way you're going to see any issues with that handheld is if the actual PS5 that it's streaming from overheats. That's when you're going to have issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think more likely the controllers are going to fall off. Someone's going to drop it and it's going to break, and they'll be like $300 down the drain.
Right.
Yep.
Now, I think they're going to bundle this because you know how they love bundles over there at PlayStation. They probably bundle it with the console and try to
sell it
try to get it out.
Like what for? Sell it for like 800 quid
on a discount for $700 or something like that.
Fucking hell! Why? And yeah, you're probably right. Actually, and people would buy that. They go, oh, and I'll get the PlayStation 5, which can run 8K, 120 FPS, and I'll get God of War thrown in. Oh, and I get this cloud thingy. Well, not even cloud. I get this sort of Wi-Fi thing that allows me to play games from the toilet. Brilliant. Yeah. That's the only way they're going to bundle it, aren't they? They'll probably bundle it with the VR as well, for it all into one mega bundle for $1,000. And people will buy it.
Don't be shocked.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that people would want to buy that when all it does is stream over Wi-Fi at this point.
Yeah.
What your console is doing. It needs to be a complete cloud system, and you can go anywhere with it as long as you have an internet connection. They should just go and have access to your online library and not need to have your PS5 on at all. That's a missed opportunity, and I think that's why we're all looking at it going, this is a massive L, is because the actual execution of the system is pretty appalling, in my opinion, considering what Switch is doing, what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. They basically cancelled the Vita and the PSP for this, really, haven't they? This is, I guess this is the next extension from those two, and it's just nothing near them. I just don't get it. It's just a really weird waste of resources, in my opinion, to make such a thing. And I just don't. I think it's going to die. I think it's going to bomb, and we won't hear anything about it. It'll release the following month. It'll be gone, just like VR. We won't hear anything more of it.
Clearly, they don't need the touchpad because that's not on this controller.
No.
That's a waste of a button. Honestly, it's a waste of real estate on your controller, and they don't need it. So, evidenced by it not being there. I mean, you've got the touchscreen there, but they haven't even said if it's a touchscreen. Actually, I would assume it's a touchscreen.
What up? I did this as a later topic. I thought, I'll just got a message that Ashtrey's muted himself.
Yeah, overall is dead on arrival.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure, agree, dead on arrival. I'm going to bounce straight to the next topic. I threw it down at the end, but let's throw it in straight now because we talked about overheating. So, Final Fantasy 16 on the world's most powerful console, the Super SSD power, 8K, 120 FPS beast of a machine that
T1000 liquid metal cooling,
which would run Starfield at 60
Not
FPS.
Liquid metal cooling; it's liquid metal drooling.
is overheating just playing Final Fantasy 16, which is just a cutscene of a cartoon.
720p at that.
Yeah, 720p, 29 FPS. So we're getting consoles overheating, and this is the second time it's happened now. I think Returnal was having the same issues, and it just seems any games releasing sort of there's not actually. There's not many PS5 only games there other than Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, and now this kind of, which have been AAA, and two of the three now have overheated the machine. So what's your take on this, Dirk? Go on, tell us your opinion on this piece of shit.
Something ain't right, man. They told me Mark Cerny was a genius. Looking at Final Fantasy 16, it doesn't look like the type of graphical showpiece that's burning and bricking and making PS5s catch on fire. I don't know what the hell's going on, but they told me the SSD will make everything right. Maybe it is the super high power amazing SSD that's causing the hotness of the PS5 right now. But I don't know what it is, man. It just seems like you mentioned, we heard some of the same stuff with Returnal.
Yeah.
Now I know, some people might be exaggerating. We kind of take something and run with it, but at the end of the day, this stuff was actually making some headlines. Some actual publications were saying, "Yo, it's making PS5s catch fire." I
Those
don't know.
headlines were how to clean your PS5.
Right? Yeah, I saw videos how to clean your PS5. I never heard no shit like that before. I never seen how to clean your PS2, how to clean your PS1. Yeah, sound like damage control to me, but it's probably just a few isolated incidents, but maybe it is. But we've seen some people live streaming on Twitch or wherever, and where their shit said it's too hot. We've seen some J-Rock posted some clips, so there's some truth to it, So we're gonna run with it. We're gonna talk shit.
I think the best one was Next Gen 720 that just he was live streaming and it fucked him up. That was brilliant. But yeah, I mean, me and Red, we talked about this 2 years ago when the PlayStation 5 was launching that, and we said it's going to have overheating issues and loads of bottlenecking, and that's why we didn't buy it, because we was both talking about buying PlayStation 5s, wasn't we, a long while ago.
Yeah.
And if it gives us the games and the console's quality, we're going to actually buy one this generation. We're going to go for it. The games have been a bit blank, but the console, I think, was the main thing that put us off. The console is wank. We said ages ago, didn't it? There is going to be overheating issues. We called it 2 years ago, and it's just come to fruition. And with things like alterations, like changing the liquid cooling, and then the fans, they kept adjusting the fans and re-releasing different consoles, adjusting the fan. There is clearly a major issue with the console, and I reckon what came out in the FTC hearing is that they're bringing out a new console possibly in 2028, isn't it, or fairly soon? No, that's the end of it. A mid-gen refresh in 2024, didn't they say? I think it was.
There's going to be no mid-gen refreshes. I don't think so.
No, Xbox said they won't be, but I think PlayStation.
I don't think they can afford to do that, right? Everyone's feeling the burn with this economy at the moment. But fuck, you had something really important in the chat to say. So if you're enjoying the show, #DeleteElite. Just pop that in the chat. #DeleteElite. Yeah.
Fuck you's never got anything important to say.
Fuck you, you POS.
Yeah, POS. Yeah. Get him.
I'm going to say that, yeah, I think there's something wrong with the actual software interacting with the hardware itself. Like Returnal had issues, and now we're seeing another game that has issued. It is isolated, so it might be that that hardware of those systems is something faulty with it. Who knows? But yeah, we did talk about in the past. Like I even talked about the actual expansion slot for the SSD didn't have like any proper cooling for it. So your SSD, you had to buy those. Oh my god, what are they called? Heatsink covers for your SSD to put in the PS5. The newer versions actually have proper cooling for them to draw heat away from the expansion SSDs, but there's just something off about it. Like we're 3 years into a generation, and they're still having issues with games doing this. I don't remember games doing this last gen. Like I don't remember any of that happening. So there's something wrong that's causing this, and it might be just particular SKUs being affected, but it's enough for us to take pause and go, there seems to be a trend coming through, and for those ignoring that trend, well, karma's a bitch.
Yeah. Listen, I knew we was gonna have issues when they shipped that console in a paper bag and egg cartons holding it together. I said, "Oh man, this quality is about to be sketchy."
Issues telling you to put it horizontal and not vertical. Yeah.
yeah. Just lay it down. Just lay it down flat.
Lay it to rest now. It's gonna die.
Yeah. I knew we was in for a ride. Not only that, I haven't seen overheating issues with any full RDNA 2 consoles. So this leads me to believe they're missing a few features over there on PlayStation.
Well, they didn't tell you was that yes, you're meant to keep the console cool. You need to blow on your controller.
Right.
And
yeah.
people aren't doing that. That's why that gimmicky feature exists. That's how you keep your console cool.
Also, it's already overclocked, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I reckon there's an issue with the smart shift technology.
Yeah.
I reckon
Mhm.
that could be it between because you see how that game locks to 60 and chucks the resolution down to 720p every time it goes
Mhm.
into a fight sequence or combat. And that'll be, I reckon they're using Smart Shift. And I said I reckon there would always be issues with Smart Shift at the beginning of the generation when they announced it. But I think that might be an issue as well. And people
Yeah.
aren't realizing it.
Yeah, most likely because they've got to switch the power between the CPU and the GPU. It's
Yep.
funny that all this happened. Started off on a lie when they said Final Fantasy 16 wouldn't need a day one patch. Right
Right.
there, all that bullshit started, and then it needed patches straight away. Then this starts happening, and even the guys at Digital Foundry said if this was on Xbox, this wouldn't be happening. And that just
Mhm.
tells you
Yeah, they
that this
did.
console's not powerful enough to be running, what they're trying to run on it. Mainly because they're trying to, I agree with you, Red. I reckon they're trying to use that smart shift, and it's just not working out for them because they've never really had to sort of use it.
Yeah.
But to have to drop their resolution down to 720p to get 60 frames is just ridiculous. 1080p is like the lowest, the floor of what resolution should be in this generation, let alone 720p. So, So look, all the ponies gloated about getting this game as an exclusive. Well, have it. Enjoy your shitty exclusive that's busting your consoles and switching them off and overheating them and shit. Good luck to you all, because we're not gonna, if it does come to Xbox in a few years, I don't know how long the deal is, but if it does come to Xbox, we know it's going to run perfectly, and it will probably be 1440p 60, is a
And-
guess.
To those who are like, it's nothing like Red Ring of Death and it's so isolated and some people are blowing it out of proportion, like, you kind of have your own, like, selves to blame for that, kind of talking up the power of the PS5 and how amazing it is and, like, Mark Cerny being a genius and everything like that. We're just now calling you out on the fact that you're wrong and you're just upset that you guys were wrong.
Well, Red,
That's
it's only isolated because only 15% of the fan base actually buy exclusives. That's why it's isolated. If they actually, bought exclusives and actually, besides hardware and shit, if they actually bought games for their console, for their brand, maybe it would be a more widespread issue. But we'll never know because they don't buy games.
If this was happening on the Xbox side, oh my god, would we never hear the end of it. The fact that
What?
they're trying to ignore it and act like it's not happening and putting their head in the sand as fans, I'm like, you've just got to acknowledge that there's always a risk with technology, and at the moment, there's software that is causing a lot of problems. But, like, you would be saying Xbox is dead right now and laughing at us till the cows come home, basically, if this was Xbox, but it's not. It's PlayStation.
Red, we actually have example when Starfield was confirmed to be 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Oh, they went off. They had a
Mhm.
field day with that.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
Final Fantasy 16, the performance mode is running under 30. The resolution drops
Yep.
to 720p at some points.
Right.
Yep.
All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh,
Disable.
this ain't PlayStation first party." Oh, okay, you pieces of trash.
Yeah.
Then now, hold on, let me say this right quick. Don't forget, they already said that Starfield is an Xbox game. They said Redfall wasn't an Xbox game until Redfall came out like it did. Oh, look what is Xbox doing now? Starfield, when they announced 30 FPS, what is Xbox doing? Hold on, y'all was just saying this wasn't an Xbox game, and y'all wanted the game, and y'all was mad because Phil Spencer canceled the game for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Hypocrites.
Hey, Dirt. Imagine if Final Fantasy was exclusive, right? And this was even happening, not say on the Series X, right, but on the Series S, right? It was dropping the 720p, overheating, running it at 30.
Right.
Well, you know the articles, IGN will be out there, Reforged Gaming, Dreamcast Guy, MBG, the usual suspects will be out there with their
Absolutely.
clown face, YouTube channel, saying a whole bunch of nonsense already.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my God, the tools. Where are the tools? Why is it overheating? Why is it 720p 30?
Yeah.
It was
You
a
already know,
mistake.
bro.
It's a potato.
Well, Starfield's going to be what 1440p 30 on the Series S. Which
Yeah,
is
that's what
pretty
they say.
impressive
Yeah,
for that system.
yeah.
Yeah.
1440p.
If you
It's
clear all
using
the
VR, FSR, X1.
if you
Because
clear
they're
all the
clearing
noise out for
tools.
this generation, Xbox is having such a much better generation than PlayStation is. Like it's been much smoother. We've been getting exclusives. Our showcases are better. I mean, everything has been really good. Yeah, we've had a couple of issues here and there, like Redfall, but all in all,
Overall.
our generation so far is kicking ass.
Yeah, we have a roadmap.
Yeah.
We have a
Yes, that's the
I'm
other thing, right?
hoping in 2025. Fable.
Yeah, that roadmap is looking great.
Yeah,
Hell, we even have a
road.
we even have a roadmap for next gen. Talking about Sky
Right.
Elder Scrolls and all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, I used to be hesitant to put Indiana Jones on my roadmap list because I figured it was going to be a multiplayer. Oh, not anymore.
I know.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is on my roadmap list now, buddy.
And now they're downplaying it because they're like, "Oh, if we're
don't nobody care."
And I'm like,
Hey, Red,
who
I got
cares?
comments. I got comments on my video. Don't nobody care about Indiana Jones. That old ass shit. Uncharted better than Tomb Raider, and Tomb Raider better than Indiana. I'm like, Indiana Jones inspired both of those franchises. And nobody care about Harrison Ford old ass. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Not only that,
they've literally called it an Uncharted ripoff, haven't they?
Yes, I saw it.
Really?
They called it Uncharted ripoff. Yeah.
I think Uncharted ripped them off.
yeah, exactly right. But not only that, right? I've got a 9-year-old son. He knows of Indiana Jones, might know of Tomb Raider maybe, but doesn't know of that other game. So, the kids know Indiana Jones. They've heard of it. They've seen it before. So it's a bigger name. It's got more selling power than anything else out there. So it will sell well. It will do well. And they're just damage controlling like they always do.
Xbox and Mike is like, if one guy posted a video saying Starfield was overheating, the Series X Dreamcast guy would make 40 videos about it. Yes. At least 40
with
videos.
those thumbnails. With those thumbnails of his face with his mouth open.
I can't wait till Starfield
He's waiting
comes
for that
out.
train.
That game is gonna slap. That game is gonna be good.
You know what I was going to do? I was going to go through all your live shows, and I was going to get a snippet of all the insults throughout all your shows that you've given to Dreamcast guy and put them into one video.
God. That would take forever, bro.
I know. That's what I was thinking. In the last video I watched yours and I was listening to it, I was thinking these are really stacking up. There's a lot of insults,
bro, and a lot of them be hilarious too, bro.
Yeah, I've not heard anything like he looks like a pink avocado yet.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard that one.
That's mean to the avocados, guys. He doesn't deserve to be compared to that. Like, he's worse. Much worse.
Right, I'm going to jump on to the next topic then. Are we all ready for the next topic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It rolls nicely actually into the next topic. Microsoft considered this come out in the FTC sort of thing with ABK nonsense. Microsoft considered acquiring Bungie and Sega to bolster Xbox Game Pass internal email show, and I think Square Enix has now been added to that list as well. So yeah, Microsoft was considered to be buying Sega, Bungie, which you sort of knew about, and Square Enix. What's your guys gone? I'm going to go to J Rock. What's your stance on that? What do you think? Give your bit of opinion on that? If
Bungie would have been nice. Bungie would have been nice. They dodged a bullet on Square because that's atrocious.
Yeah.
Imagine if we're spoken on, like I said on Twitter. Imagine it would have bought Square and made these games exclusive, right? The narrative around these games would have been crazy right now.
I think Square's so overhyped. Yeah. I don't like any of their games. I can't say a game I like. Avengers was meh. What was that other one? Babylon 4 was theirs, wasn't it?
Babylon.
Yeah.
Avengers, Babylon. Imagine we would have made them exclusive, right? We launch Avengers, Babylon Falls. We get Forspoken, and then we have a 720p Final Fantasy action game. Not really an RPG game because the RPG elements are limited, right? Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy, man. They would have been crucified right now.
Yeah, two
Yeah,
Red Balls in 1
Xbox.
year, we would have been dead. Dead on
Yeah,
arrival.
Xbox would have been murdered if they did it, but because Sony's doing it, it's fine. Yeah, I think Square Enix is massively overrated. I think Sega would have been fantastic.
Square
actually-
got rid of
Yeah,
developers I
Sega's
actually
lit.
liked.
Yeah, I
Sega's
know.
lit.
Dealer's not really keen on a Sega. I think he said it. I don't want to put any bad blood on Dealer, but I think Sega's would have been a massive buy, and I think that would have been. I think I would have preferred Sega over Capcom even. And
No,
I don't think.
I
don't
love
think
Capcom.
nah.
I
like
love my Capcom.
I like
Yeah.
Capcom,
Capcom would have been a bigger pickup over Sega.
Resident
Yeah.
Evil series, and then
Yeah.
Resident Evil, get that Mega Man.
yes,
Dead Rising.
Dragon's Dogma, Dead
Mhm.
Rising, yes, Dead Rising, yeah.
Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
But let
I'm
me
just-
say this.
Go on.
I like I mentioned this the other day on one of my podcasts. I remember Tim Dog was a guest on WBG, one of these shows, and this was like a year before Sony bought Bungie. And Tim Dog told us that he heard behind the scenes. He told us that he heard that the Xbox was talking to Bungie, and he said he heard that Bungie wanted too much. And looking back at it now, it makes sense. He said Bungie wanted too much money and too much power. If you look at what happened with Sony, they still say, yo, our games must remain multi-platform, and they wanted 3.5 billion. Why? So that's what Tim Dawes said he heard, that Xbox was talking to Bungie, but Phil Spencer decided, nah, they want too much. And think about it. Let me say this right quick before you go. If you think about it, Bungie's expertise, Jim Ryan in court said Bungie is a bigger deal than Activision Blizzard because of their expertise of games as a service. Microsoft didn't need that expertise of games as a service. They already have games as a service. So Phil Spencer made the right decision to say no to Bungie. They didn't need them with all of the stuff they're asking for. So yeah, we heard that like a year before Sony bought them. I'm sorry, you can go ahead.
I was just going to add to that, like you can understand why Sony went after Bungie the way that they did and agreed to the terms that they did, because Microsoft had Bethesda, and they had to clap back and they had to kind of show that they're going after these developers as well, and so they bought Bungie hell of a overpriced, I reckon. But yeah, insane. That, and I think Microsoft came out better for that by not acquiring Bungie, but going after Bethesda, much better deal. We're looking at Starfield now as a result. Yeah, and
I
being
agree.
exclusive, like amazing.
And since we're talking about Bungie, right? Let me piggyback off that and say, don't you guys find it interesting, right, that during the acquisition of Bungie, the FTC launched a probe into the whole deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they never brought up any of these concerns that they have for Call of Duty and Xbox. They never brought up, well, how about if they make exclusive content?
It's really one-sided, isn't it?
How about if they make exclusive Christmas skins?
Yeah.
Well. Once the deal is done, it's done forever. How about 10 years and 20 years from now? How about they make it exclusive? Because Destiny is big on the market. Well, how about if they... None of those concerns were brought up during that acquisition.
Yep.
Suddenly now, with Call of Duty, they want to do their job.
Yeah.
I just find that interesting.
I think the only interesting thing that came out of that was that when Destiny recently posted that the judge... It was being questioned about taking exclusive content and stuff from Sony. So Xbox had it, and then the judge came out and said, doesn't Sony have it at the moment, exclusive content? And it was just silence. It was like, oh.
The FTC never said, well, we have on records the damages it could cause to Xbox because they might send their specs for their next gen hardware to get those Destiny games and their new Bungie games onto their system. So it presents a strategic advantage to PlayStation that's unfair to the market and the competition. And they never said none of that shit.
And that's a massive lie anyway, because they all share their dev kits. They have to, because they have MLB The Show go to Game Pass. They've done it with other franchises as a back and forth thing. They both end up with each other's technology. So that's a bullshit fucking comment right there anyway.
Yeah, the whole publisher thing was nonsense. I posted a thing on it ages, and then Zorka copied me, the piece of shit. I posted a thing on saying about listed all the publishers that are on Game Pass, and when he said there's no publishers that like Game Pass, it's absolute nonsense, absolute rubbish. All the biggest publishers are on Game Pass, all of them. Yeah, you got everyone from Rocksteady, EA, Ubisoft, even Sony. You know, just all the, you got I think you got games by Tencent and that on there. All the big, just the
Embracer.
big players. Yeah, Embracer on there. They got games on there. All the big players are on there.
Mhm.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's revenue for them. It's extra revenue. They need that. They need that injection of cash, and you can't guarantee sales, but you can go to Xbox and say, "Give us some money and put a game on Game Pass." That money is guaranteed. So that's it at the end of the day. So
Well,
it's guaranteed money.
I just love that Sony is like Microsoft's our competition and Nintendo isn't. But when they were doing the acquisition of Bungie and going to the regulators, Nintendo was suddenly their competition so that they could get the deal to go through. Like, which is it? Like, yeah, that stuff makes me laugh.
I mean,
But
if they're not competition, why are you making foam stars? Why you want foam stars?
yes, 100% agree with you there.
I'll tell you what I'll tell you what it's like. The equivalent is like. It's like a bank, right? If you open a new business, and you could just go the business on your own. You could just go on your own. You save some money up, and you go the business. But the business could absolutely collapse and fall apart, and you lose like money. Or some people will go to a bank and say, "Look, can you loan us some money to get a business up and going?" And then you take a cut of that revenue that we make from it. That's what Game Pass is. They basically go to Game Pass and say, "Look, we're going to release a game. We're going to put it in Game Pass," and then Xbox gives them a cut of money, just like a bank does. Here's some money, make your game, and then we get a cut of revenue from the game, the money you make from the game. That's exactly the same, basically. And I just don't get why people in 2023 are confused about subscription services and not understanding how they work. And all these people that complain about subscription services, they're all sub to subscription services. We all know they've probably got PS Plus on their PlayStations. Netflix, all sorts. We could just run off a whole list of subscription services they all subscribe to. Absolute nonsense. Why they're all hating on Game Pass. There is no logical reason other than the console war hate against Xbox.
Right. The only reason they hate is because Game Pass is doing what PlayStation Plus isn't, which is offering day and date. And quality titles. And that's the only reason they hate it.
That's what GM Ryan is really scared of too, by the way, Game Pass.
Yeah. Did we get leaked numbers of PS Plus subscribers? Was that what has come out in the last 2 weeks as well, I feel like? But are we really surprised about them buying things? Like they said, and even Satya Nadella said, like they're all in on gaming. And then we saw the acquisitions happen with those specific studios, and they made it clear that more was coming. And because of the massive wallet that Microsoft has, they can choose who they would like to go to. And it takes two to tango with any studio. So the studio has to agree to those terms, hence why people are still butthurt about Bethesda. But it's not surprising that this was happening and that they had a list of who they would like to acquire. Doesn't mean they were going to get that, but they at least had a short list, and some of these companies were on it. And why are people upset about Microsoft wanting to buy things when PlayStation, that's how PlayStation got into the market. PlayStation has been buying things and basically, as we've said, holding the market hostage as the market leaders and forcing people into this exclusivity model. And now it's turned around on them and they don't like it. And their fan base doesn't like it when they've been touting exclusives for the last however many years. And this is why you play it on PlayStation and all this other crap. And it's like, well, this is why you now can all shut the hell up because, it's happening right back to you. Sorry, my brain is dead today. I had a really late night.
What does it matter if a game is exclusive enough?
It doesn't.
Or not? Message brought to you by Colin.
Colin? that twat.
I'm just going to go through the Sega, some of the games at Sega if we got on Sega, because I'm still on Sega. I want Sega. You got Sean's game there. Sean's game. Shenmue 4. Could we say Shenmue 4 if we bought Sega?
Shenmue's dead, bro.
When they was on Game Pass, I tried to play 1 and 2. Oh, they're awful. Why would they go those games that are popular? They were awful, weren't they? You was just literally just walking around. Just looking at
Isn't
the
that
stuff.
what we're doing in Starfield, apparently, according to Dreamcast Guy?
Yeah, just walking around doing nothing. We get Streets of Rage, we get Alex Kidd, those series, fantastic. House of the Dead. You've got Bayonetta. Bayonetta is being down as under Sega. Is that a Sega game? Because looking at the list of Sega games, it's got Bayonetta.
I would assume so, but that's
I believe
heavily
so,
on
yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Outrun, remember Outrun? There's so many games you can go back on. They got some fantastic games. Like
They can
like-
stay with Sega. They can
What's
stay
that?
with Sega.
Oh no!
But most importantly,
Sonic-
they have that mascot, man. They
Persona?
have the blue hedgehog.
Oh, Personas are under thingy, and Football Managers are under Sega.
Crazy Taxi.
Personas, Yakuza,
Jet Set Radio.
Virtual Fighter,
Virtual Fighter.
Total War. They got Fantasy Star. They were massive games. They got so many games. The list is just massive.
Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah.
Knights, huh? Knights, yeah.
I think after what
Yeah.
PlayStation did to Sega, Sega deserves to be independent and run it and win for themselves.
I reckon
like
they
that,
should
so
stay
they just do
independent, but Xbox should fund them back into the console
Yeah.
space
Yeah, exactly.
and push
Like,
push
I reckon
PlayStation
that.
back out.
Dude.
Just
'Cause I'm petty
just
like that.
Bethesda. Yeah.
Well, just expand on their partnership. That's all.
Yeah.
And just cut them off from
Well,
like,
isn't
Sony.
Sega doing some sort of game with Xbox to do with cloud
Mhm.
services?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think Sarah Bond is in charge of that whole operation.
Yeah.
I'll be her PA.
Aliens Colonial Marines was Sega as well. Didn't realise that. Right, I'm going to close this down and I'm going to go on to the next topic if we're all ready.
Yeah.
The next topic is. I've lost myself. Shit.
Nobody find him.
Save me, someone. What topic was he on? Oh, shit.
We're on topic 2.
While he's doing that, you guys are listening to the Gamers Initiative podcast, episode 106, I believe, with special guests Dirt, Griggity, and J-Rock. Share it out, like and subscribe, and hopefully you're ready by now.
I am. Right.
My
That was just seamless. Right. So new clues. Once again, out from the ABK stuff. No, it's not the ABK stuff. New clues further hint at a Red Dead Redemption remastered edition, possibly. So will there be a Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Redemption 1 remastered version for next gen consoles? So that's sort of what's been coming out. Do we care? J-Rock, do you care?
I care. I care. Red Dead Redemption was a classic game of the year for me, right?
Yeah.
But my only concern is they better have their A team doing these remasters
Right.
and not the ones that did San Andreas,
yeah.
because
That was
that was
Another
wild.
mobile port. Fuck, that was
Yeah.
bad.
I was
The ones,
holy.
the ones that done The Last of Us 2 are making it.
Oh,
No, I'm
yeah,
joking.
we in trouble. We in trouble.
I think with the recent remakes that has been made, really quality Resident Evil 4, Dead Space, and those remakes, if they can make well, see, the game wasn't as old as those games, so a full remake, like what would it include? I mean, because the graphics already look pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they can make some slight adjustments, but yeah, I think Red Dead Redemption was a classic. I never finished the first one, to be honest, so I would definitely. I did finish the second one, but I would love to go through the first one again. You know, because it's already 4K on the Xbox Series X, you know, with backwards compatibility. But so, what would they do? They would make, you know, maybe the gun
Touch up the
mechanics look-
textures,
Yeah, something like that,
resolution and
yeah.
performance, pretty much.
Yeah, so
fix
it wouldn't be a
improve the
remake
AI?
like Dead Space or
Mm-mm.
Resident Evil 4. Yeah, it wouldn't be like that.
What if they made it look like Red Dead Redemption 2, graphics-wise?
That'd be pretty good.
That would be
That'd
sick.
be good at 60 frames. and
That
4K.
would sell like hotcakes.
I'd buy it again,
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
And give
because I
that,
like at the end of the
the
game.
zombie
you're playing-
DLC too.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd
Which
like
is how I like at the end of the game, you're you're playing as John Marston. I think that's pretty cool. At the end of part 2, you're playing as John Marston for spoilers. Come on now. You should have finished that game by now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I'm
thought
sorry,
that part
chat.
was pretty cool.
Because that was a
Search of
prequel,
Ruin.
right?
You say what?
It was a prequel to the first game.
It was a prequel, and they actually explained everything going into Red Dead Redemption. At the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, they explained the whole story going into Red Dead Redemption. It's pretty sweet, actually, the way they do it.
Oh, do you think they'll do Red Dead Redemption 3?
Yes.
And it will take after.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I reckon the main protagonist will be Sadie Adler or a female protagonist, because that's the way
not a female.
That's
Or
the way they
John
go.
Marston's son.
Elite.
Or John Marston's son. Right?
Yeah, potentially. Yep.
But right now, what they're focused on right now, that GTA 6 thing. If they have a team do a remake, it's not going to be the main team.
No, yeah. Well,
Yep.
this is the second time this rumor has come up. So, where there's smoke, there's fire. So there is a good likelihood that there's some truth to this rumor. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
I think so.
Yeah,
I hope
think so,
so.
too.
That'd be great.
Man, but I can't wait for GTA 6, man.
Oh man,
That game is gonna be massive.
Hey,
When
Gerard,
that drops, oh,
Game
no
Pass Day one.
game should be within 4 weeks of that game, bro.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah, bro.
don't drop your game nowhere near GTA 6, because I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's going to be playing that game, and I know everybody's not a fan. Well, some people, very few people, not a fan, but that game is going to be huge.
Fun, legit
You
though.
know-
You're gonna have that as a thing as well. People who haven't bought it, then everyone's enjoying it, and they're like, "Oh, I have to buy it now." Yep.
Yeah, I don't really care for
what's
the.
crazy. You know what's crazy about GTA Dirt panel? It's pretty much turned into like a PC heavy type game because of all the servers. You see the servers,
Yep.
Yeah.
the customization they doing in them is insane.
Yeah.
Like you
So,
just look at
Skyrim.
GTA live streams, right? Or streamers and what they doing. That, bro, is incredible. They had a whole Dominican Republic.
Yeah, bro. I be watching some of those little It's a whole community on PC with GTA.
They got
5.
people playing as cops.
Yeah,
running
man.
up on you, pulling you over.
I saw it, bro.
It's crazy.
And it looks fun, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah,
it looks fun as hell. So part 6, I'm gonna indulge in part 6 online because I never really played part 5 online because I wasn't really interested. But part 6, I might, because just watching some of the videos from part 5. Part 6, I might have to go ahead and get online because some of that stuff be fired, bro. But the PC community, it's crazy.
What do you think of the chances of either PlayStation or Xbox having a time exclusivity deal for that?
Timed exclusivity, nah. Marketing, yes, but timed exclusivity, nah. Those days are gone. I remember in the 360 generation, Xbox had timed exclusivity DLC, and I read that only took $50 million for the 2 DLC expansions for the Xbox 360 version. $50 million. Of course, that's a lot of money, but you look at the numbers going around today, that ain't shit. So to get some timed exclusivity DLC for GTA 6, bro, it's gonna cost way more than $50 million. Let me tell you that.
Right,
and they don't need to.
Over $500 million.
Right. And look, they don't need to. Rockstar be like, nah, we ain't doing that shit. We don't need to have anything exclusive. We're gonna make all of our money and some. We don't need to do any of that.
And the way the industry treats Xbox is probably $2 billion for them.
Right.
You know how they cost more than anybody else.
Phil Spencer admitted that. Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Ashtray? You were gonna say something before. No.
I was just gonna go.
I was just gonna say real quick that
Ashtray is looking at all them train videos right now.
Man. Can you blame me? Come on, man. No, I was just gonna say I didn't really get into the online stuff, but I've always loved the GTA series of games, and I always play the single player game. I just like running around the world and then going off to do my own thing. But when it comes to the online stuff, there's griefers and shit that I can't be fucked with, so I stay away from that and just enjoy the campaign. That's all I was gonna say.
I don't know if I actually should be saying this because I don't know what it's in reference to, but Umbra asked me to ask Dirk Griggity, who am you? Why is that a thing?
So that's a big face, gentlemen.
Well, Infinite Umbrella. What's up, brother? No, that's something I say. Like sometimes I have my even though I'm a real big black guy in real life, I always had this 1970s big black guy voice I do sometimes. And I say, "Who am you, sucker?" So Infinite Umbrella thinks that's funny, so he say, "Who am you?" So that's all it is.
I'm going to say, I think what I love hearing, and I think Infinite and the chat would like it, is you doing King Thrash. I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah. Well, he's easy to imitate because he's a piece of trash. Look, all you gotta say is the N word 200 times. Look, my nigga, listen to me, J Rock. You are a piece of shit, my nigga. Look, I don't care what y'all say. Xbox is not going to do anything, my nigga. No, that's all you gotta do is say the N word 200 times in 5 minutes, and you got him. And whisper.
Yeah, whisper.
Why is he whispering for? Is he like hiding out or something?
I don't know.
His wife slaps him about. That's why.
He doesn't want to hear the rest of his family.
He's on the toilet with his Project Q.
Nigga, Digital Foundry is being dishonest about Final Fantasy 16, my nigga. I did my analysis on my Samsung Galaxy 3, and nigga.
Was he volcanoing at the time?
Yeah, I was volcanoing when I was on the toilet, my nigga.
He's constipated as hell. Man, you sound constipated as hell, boy.
Yes, I am constipated. I am constipated about it, my nigga, but you are being dishonest about
foliage instead of foliage. Oh.
Foliage.
And his wife's like, shut up.
He foliaged himself.
Foliage, my nigga. I have foliage. I am volcano. I don't understand, my nigga. Phil Spencer should be fired. He's not doing anything for Xbox.
Well, it's what he is. Love it.
Oh, we need to get on the show.
Hey, yo, Zing. Hey, let me say something. Other Zing. Other Zing. 50 million back then. That was very expensive. Absolutely. But now that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? 50
PS3,
million,
right? And
that was
Xbox
360. Yeah, and they had that DLC exclusive for like a year, I believe.
Yeah.
Until it came to PS3. So yeah, that was you're right. But back then, 50 million was like, whoa, they spent that just for exclusive DLC. Yeah, they did. And it was, I don't know if it was worth it or not, but that was a big deal back then. Now 50 million wouldn't be nothing. Who am you, sucker?
Love you. Right, I'm going to bounce on. Right, so thanks to the FTC, lots of shit was revealed, including up-and-coming exclusives like Indiana Jones.
Fire.
And the Dragon, Project Dragon. Project Dragon was also revealed to be exclusive.
Yep.
Yeah.
IO Interactive.
Yeah. So I mean, Indiana Jones is massive on itself. Even though nobody likes the game, no one's heard of Indiana Jones, and it's just copying Uncharted. But Project Dragon by IO, what do you think it is? Because there's rumors that it could be James Bond, because they're apparently working on a James Bond game. If that's
saying
Project
Dragon. Project Dragon. They saying is a connected world RPG similar to Destiny 2.
Scalebound Reloaded.
Yeah, this as a shooter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this as a shooter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as Red said, is it gonna be like a reboot of Scalebound? Are they redoing Scalebound or?
No, I doubt it. Nah, that Scalebound's dead, brother. Let it go.
Yeah, fuck that.
Remember, this is IO Interactive. The Hitman guys. They ain't about to do no shit like Scalebound.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they did, but I read it was a shooter, RPG shooter. So we'll see.
Yeah, similar to Destiny.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
man, you already got a ball-headed James Bond and Hitman.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, they are doing a James Bond game, but the question is, what if because we heard a rumor a while ago, I think who was it, Rand or somebody told me a while ago there was rumor to get IO Interactive and what's the team that's making contract? Avalanche Studios. Those were the teams that was rumored to be picked up by Xbox. You know, they're both making games for Xbox, obviously. Mm-hmm. So the question is, if they're able to purchase IO Interactive after this ABK stuff, would 007 be exclusive? That's the question. Now, listen, 2 weeks ago, I would have said no way. But after the Indiana Jones bombshell that was dropped at the trial, right, those emails, it's definitely possible, man, because Phil Spencer tired of PlayStation bullshit, bro.
Yeah. Matt Booty tired of it. All of them tired of it. I don't
They tired of it, man.
Especially Phil coming out and say, get like he went all what's his face? Get me everyone. It was like, what was it from the Leon film? Where he's just gonna buy everyone and then just completely destroy Sony. That's his ambition now. I think it goes back to when they was in that seat. Remember, what was it? Was it during a E3 or something? And they zoomed in on Phil and they said, "Oh, look, he looks upset and stuff." I think at that point in his head he's thinking, "I'm gonna fuck you up."
Yeah, I like how Satya went to court and was like, "Don't hate the player, hate the game, baby. We ain't make the rules."
Yes,
that's a pretty good Dave Chappelle.
Walk off like a pimp. We ain't make the rules, baby.
Is that Dave Chappelle impersonation?
No,
that wasn't bad.
That's a Detroit pimp.
Oh, that's a Detroit pimp. Okay, I don't know none of them niggas. I don't know the Detroit pimp.
Right. So that's that over then, I guess. What else we got? I think we're done with our topics, are we? Have I missed a topic? Otherwise, we was just going to flow on to all the FTC garbage. I'm just making sure.
FTC?
Yeah, it stands for fuck the
and
cunts.
ABK.
Oh!
ABK, FTC, Sony.
Damn.
Sony rigmarole that's going on at the moment. So
It's fuck the competition, right? That's what it stands for.
Yeah, that's
Fuck the consumer.
Yeah.
More like it.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, it's all about Sony, baby. F the consumer.
Sony. Someone should do a mashup how they did the Xbox TV. The FTC should be Sony.
Yeah. You want somebody to do that? Yeah.
I think even Zorka mentioned on the RDX this week how many times they'd said consumer versus how many times they'd mentioned Sony.
Somebody told me yesterday that I don't know if this is for the whole like the whole hearing all 5 days, but somebody told me they mentioned Sony 70 times, mentioned consumer 10 times.
Yeah, something
I
like
don't know
that.
if that was just like maybe it was just yesterday, but I was like, come on, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they mentioned Sony a lot more, and they seem to be vastly on the side of Sony.
Can we have a Will Smith meme of that with the FTC guys mentioning PlayStation?
Which Will Smith meme?
The one where he's telling everyone to keep his wife's name out of their mouth.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Oh, it'd be good. Would be
That's
good.
the next project for Twitter to wind them up.
Piss everyone off.
But so this is sort of a mashup of what's been going on throughout the week. So it's just a shit show, isn't it? Really. But I'll put a poll in. Let's have a look at the poll. How are we doing the poll? I did do a poll saying
Brisket says 78 times they mentioned Sony. Damn.
78. God dang. Even the judge was like, "We don't care about Sony. We're here for the consumer."
Fuck up. Yeah, you're meant to be impartial. You're meant to be unbiased, but you're showing clear bias.
The judge was like, one moment you're saying there's no game like Call of Duty, the next you're bringing up Bethesda games to compare to Call.
Elder Scrolls.
Right.
Yeah. Compare this. Then so we got. So the poll was. Will Xbox win the ABK deal? Yes, 94%. 6 no. Who said no?
You got 6% ponies in your chat there, Elite.
Yeah. That'd be Jedi. Every one of them.
See, I knew I smelled.
Just on the
I
first
smelled the
2 to 3
horseman.
days.
I didn't want to say nothing.
I'm concerned though. That
You're smelling horse manure? Is that what you're smelling in the chat?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. There's a few of them in there.
I am a little concerned it will go that way though. Anyone else not sort of concerned?
No.
Like, you know how weird things go. You know, it's shit just can go south really weirdly.
Nothing is guaranteed in politics. We know this.
So, yeah, that's true.
Right.
But the judge did come across pro Xbox.
Yeah. See now, okay, this is how I feel. We never know, right? I think it is going to go through, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't, I wouldn't be too surprised because, like J Rock said, you never know in politics, and some of this stuff seems political. But we'll see what happens, man. I know one thing: if Wednesday we found out if we find out Wednesday and Xbox wins this case, I am talking shit. I am taking a day off of work just to talk shit.
God damn.
Make it a nationals
that
talking
energy,
shit day.
Dirt. I like the energy.
Yeah, man. Listen, I've been in my job for 24 years. I got a lot of vacation time. You know,
Right.
Excuse
A
me.
lot of
I
annual
don't
leave.
feel too well. I can't make it today.
And then next year we'll have
should-
the 1 year anniversary of ponies crying. Yeah. that'll be
Oh, man,
great.
they've been crying so crazy.
And
You- you have
is it true that the Call of Duty contract ends with this upcoming Call of Duty release?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a big. That was something we thought like next year was the
2024.
last.
I
Call
thought
of
we
Duty.
had like 2 year, a 2 year.
Yeah,
wait or
no,
something
they
like
said
that.
this is the last Call of Duty PlayStation can market. And actually, the marketing stuff. I don't know if you guys heard Sarah Bond and some of the things she's exposed about the marketing, like some of the marketing deals the PlayStation had.
Yeah.
She mentioned Call of Duty and Hogwarts Legacy as 2 games that Xbox could not mention was on Xbox only on Xbox website. That's the only place they can mention for I guess for like a certain amount of time that they can mention COD or Hogwarts is on Xbox. And listen, we know in February a lot of PlayStation 5s were sold. It broke a record. That was because of Hogwarts Legacy. Sean was telling me that some of his family members thought that shit was exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah.
He was like,
We-
no,
we have
Hogwarts is on Xbox also. I'm like, oh, is it?
And they also had exclusive content.
Yeah, they did, bro.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah. I remember the same
Oh,
happening.
their
for
marketing
Destiny.
deals are crazy.
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know if you
Destiny.
guys remember Destiny in 2014, how Xbox couldn't mention that Destiny was on Xbox.
Everyone thought it was a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
The only
their
reason
marketing
why I knew
deals
it was
are.
on Xbox was because they had that demo that you could play, which took you to, I can't remember what level it was. And I
Yeah.
played the demo and then I went and bought the game. Other than
Yeah.
that, it was heavily marketed in a way that you just knew, like, no one knew it was on Xbox.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how Sony works. Yeah, they tried to sway the public, didn't they? To buy their
I
content.
don't,
basically.
and it's aggressive. It's aggressive marketing.
Yeah.
And no, honestly, part of me, I don't even have a problem with that. The problem I do have is when Xbox tries to do something aggressive and people crying. The FTC is all concerned about PlayStation and Xbox is doing this wrong. And then you hear guys like Colin Moriarty crying about this and Dreamcast guy crying. That's the stuff that pisses me off.
Yeah, that's the shit.
Yeah.
You saw the outcry when are you gonna mention the Persona version of PlayStation?
Yeah,
PlayStation
man.
version of-
Yeah, bro.
They were
I mean, come on, man.
crying. Articles were made. Don't worry. Even though they didn't mention it, it's still coming. Don't worry. I was like, damn. These people are panicking over that.
I still don't think Xbox has been aggressive enough. And after this deal goes through, they really need to step it up, and they need to be ruthless. I don't think they should care anymore. The gloves should be off, and they should just outbid Sony on any deal, even if it costs them money for a while, and just make it exclusive to Xbox, and just keep up that. Just fight fire with fire, basically, and just do it straight back to them. No fucks given. Who cares what industry says? Who cares what all these pissy little bitch YouTubers say? Just do it and fuck everybody, and then they'll start getting market share back. They still need to advertise in other countries outside of the US more, because we still don't see a lot of advertising here in Australia. We see a little bit, but there's countries in Europe and shit that don't see fuck all. We need to see more, and it just needs to be. They just need to flood the market with advertising. Put things in newspapers. Put things on websites. Put things on side of buildings, buses, anywhere. Just do it. Just flood the market, and just act like PlayStation doesn't even exist.
Kangaroos.
Exactly.
You said put the Starfield what on kangaroo? Marketing on
Put the
kangaroos?
Starfield jackets on them kangaroos out there.
Hey, Ashtray.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject. My 14-year-old daughter, we were just talking about Australia the other night. And I don't know, like we used to watch some YouTube video and there's Australia. I was like, man, it's beautiful out here. I was like, so my daughter was like, I want to live there. I was like, why? She said the spiders. They're huge. Are the spiders really huge there?
Some of them are, yes.
Okay, yeah, because my daughter was
but I wouldn't worry about it too much, man. When you're in suburbia and that, it's not too bad. The big ones that we get in houses sometimes are called huntsmans, and even the name's fucked up. But they're quick and they usually just run away. I just use a vacuum cleaner and suck them up.
You just gotta make sure you look after your pets. That's all.
true.
Yeah, because my
Don't
daughter
let your
was
pets
like,
wander off in Australia.
Peter, Peter, he didn't mean that.
Yeah, I did. Very much so.
Yeah, so I was like, man,
Like-
Australia. I was like, Australia is beautiful. She's like, Dad, the spiders. No, I can't let the spiders are too big. And we looked at some YouTube videos. I was like, holy shit. These spiders are in your house. What the hell is going on?
Some of them, yeah. It's not too
Okay.
bad. And look, they're not the ones to worry about. The ones to worry about are the small ones. There's the redback
really?
and the whitetail. They're tiny, but they'll fuck you up if they
Damn.
bite
Spiders
you.
Yeah.
and tails?
The
Well,
whitetail
same as-
got migrated to New Zealand. Thank you, Australia. Motherfuckers.
Dirt, you heard that? Yeah, the spiders have tails down there.
What
That's
the
wild.
hell is
It's got a
going
white
on?
tip
That's a
on the
mutant.
end
That's
of
a
it.
mutant.
Yeah, the white tip.
I
But-
think the same as scorpions. The smaller scorpion, the more dangerous it is as well. I think generally the smaller the insect, the more dangerous. it is.
Snakes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got snakes as well. Brown snakes.
Yeah.
They're you got to be
The other
careful of
thing
them.
You
Let's
really have
assume
to worry
everything in
about
Australia
moving to
kills you.
Australia, though, is other
Yeah.
Australians. No, I'm kidding.
Ashtray, have you ever let me ask you something. Have you ever squared up with a kangaroo?
Haven't had to. I can actually go see kangaroos like 10, 15 minutes away from where I live. They usually run off. They usually bounce off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never boxed one?
Haven't had to, no.
No, they'll fuck you up, though, if you try.
Yeah, man. I always think about that video from years ago where the dog
Right.
had
Yeah.
Headlock.
yeah, like the kangaroo had the dog in the head, and the guy was like, "Come on!" and hit. I was like, "Did he really hit that kangaroo?"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that?
that'd
That was
be
crazy.
yeah. That's rare though. They usually
Yeah,
just
yeah.
run off, bounce off.
Yeah, you
somewhere.
saw the kangaroo looked at him like, really?
Yeah, he was like, "Did this mother effer just hit me?" sorry, but I just had to ask you, Ashtray.
No, that's
Sorry,
cool.
go ahead.
That's
Yeah, Shaz was a-
the blue one thinks I have a kangaroo in my backyard that I ride to work,
Oh,
and so I just go along with it.
The
It's
blue
got
one,
a
where you
handlebar.
been at, man? I ain't seen you in my chat in a while. The blue one, where he at?
He's
Always with
usually
Boba Fett.
listening though. He might not be
Oh,
active in
okay.
chat, but he's usually listening.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, because
yeah.
I ain't seen him in a while in my chat.
Yeah, he calls Ashtray out for being a fraud all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ash-
yeah.
big fraud. Yep.
Six
Takes one to
Slayer,
know
what's
one.
up, man? Six Slayer, man. I heard you, I heard you in the spaces arguing with some people. What's up, bro? You good?
He's been arguing with.
I don't know. Look like somebody posted something on YouTube. I saw Six. I was like, that's my homie Six Slayer. What are you doing in the spaces arguing with people?
right. Yo, Dirt, tell me now, but I swear the FTC be listening to pony spaces.
That's what it seemed like. They would sound like
Yeah.
No,
they would sound like some
board
ponies in
meetings at
spaces
PlayStation.
yesterday. Yeah.
They've literally just been saying word for word what PlayStation fanboys say. I think that after this, if we win the ABK deal and it all goes through, I think you should do an analysis of it in the style of King Thrash, just a video.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
I
do
think
that.
you should do that. Yeah, just an analysis of the. I think that'd be brilliant.
But you're gonna need
Um,
to do like a thumbnail in the style of Dreamcast guy.
Oh my god, like my mouth wide open like Macaulay Culkin and
And you
Home
gotta
Alone with my hand on my
Home
cheek.
Alone.
and you gotta have that pedo stash.
Oh, pause.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I mean, my jaws. I can say that
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that my.
I think
Hand on
I
your
think you
cheek.
should get an
Wide
avocado and put eyes on it. There's
Yeah.
those toy eyes, those toy goggly eyes you can buy. I think you should get an avocado and stick them on it. That'd be his face.
Hey, shout out to the 50 people here, yo. Shout out to the 50 people here.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Do your shout, Ashtray. You do it so well.
All right, fine, man. You guys are listening to the Gamers Initiative podcast, episode 106, with myself, AshtreyGaming, Red Dead Panda, EliteGamingGuru, and our two special guests for today, Dirk Griggity and J-Rock.
Yeah.
Exclusive. This is Colt Eastwood. All right. FTC, what a like, seriously, like
Shit
this
show?
has been, it's been a big shit show. It's like these guys turned up without, with a whole
Doing
bunch
their
of
homework.
folders and bags and things and nothing written on the paper.
Mhm.
Like they weren't prepared with anything. They didn't come with any actual facts. There was no real substance to anything that they were saying.
Mhm.
And, Jim Ryan didn't even fucking turn up.
Yeah, they rolled them
He
in like a
didn't even turn
substitute feature.
Yeah.
I mean, And that's the thing, and I've said this for a while, that Microsoft and Xbox, they're used to these acquisitions. They've done it for many, many years. They're essentially an acquisition company, right? So they know the rules, regulations, they know how to play the game, and they most importantly know how to turn up dressed in suits. I mean, we saw Boss Spencer in a suit, but they know what they're talking about. So when they get questioned, they know how to answer correctly, succinctly, with detail if needed, with no detail if required, to say, not sure about that. Can you ask the question? Like, they know how to play the game. It shows you the difference in professionalism between the two companies. Well, I say two companies. The FTC is basically representing Sony, so I'd lump them two together, right?
They're embarrassing as a government.
It is
body.
embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
It's like, how could you walk away from that thinking, we've got them on the ropes. We just gotta
punch in the air.
Expert witnesses like avoiding answering questions and not knowing what they're talking about. The judge clearly getting pissed off. Like,
I like Elite put a gif up of that dude that was on the stand for the for the Johnny Depp trial. That guy was clearly on drugs, right? And he's like making those mouth things, and then he's like, "Do I have to answer that?"
But because that guy actually did that, didn't he?
Yep.
They asked him a question and he just refused to answer it, and you're like, "What? Really?"
The judge kept asking, "How is this bad for the consumer?" Well, Sony. Like, but what does it have to do with the consumer? How is it bad for the consumer? Well, you got to understand.
Yeah. What's that over there? And you just even run out the door. What's that?
Sony.
Idiot. It's embarrassing.
I love how the judge kind of shut his ass up. He was like, Sony, well, what's best for Sony? She's like, no, it should be what's best for the consumer.
Yeah, we don't care about Sony.
Yeah. Damn it.
Come on, talking about Sony, content from PlayStation because they won't have all that exclusive COD content they're used to. So it is really bad for them.
I like that when they try to downplay the Switch, right? She was like, "Yeah, but the Switch also does things that the other consoles don't do, right? Like you could take it on the road, you could take it to the airport, right?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's just a different feature at the end of the day, right? So,
and even the judge got the essence of Game Pass and what it really is faster than these so-called gaming journalists that's against the Game Pass model. Right? She's like, well, Game Pass is just another way to purchase and experience a game, right? Like to get access to a game. There's nothing. They trying to make it seem as like Game Pass or nothing. Like we don't have the option of buying these games.
Right. That's a good point, man.
They have the option of buying the games. Like it's just another
Jamie,
option.
you're right about that. She seemed like she understood, and she actually gave Game Pass props. She was like, "Hey, sound like a great deal to me."
Right.
Why
doesn't she was like, why doesn't PlayStation just improve PlayStation Plus?
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because she yesterday she said a point. I'm paraphrasing here, but she said something to the effect of, well, shouldn't PlayStation put their games on their service day and date because that can really help competition? And she, that's what it's supposed to be about. Is Xbox buying ABK anti-competitive? Of course it's not. Of course it's not. The FTC is trying to say it is, but it's not. So she was like, shouldn't PlayStation put their shit on PlayStation Plus day one? Maybe this deal would make them do that, and that would be good for the consumers. So yeah, man, this deal is crazy. Like you said, like you never know with politics, but I'm having a hard time seeing how this doesn't get like Xbox doesn't win this case, but you never know. But we'll see what happens.
I loved Jim Ryan trying not to tell people about what publishers and developers can't stand Game Pass, and he got questioned on it, and he's like, the ones I've spoken to, and like, yeah, which ones? And he's like trying to avoid the
no substance, no substance at all.
He didn't answer
at all.
It was just like, trust me, bro.
Well, Jimbo, if everybody hates it so much, why do you pay to keep games off of it?
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. Boom. Good shit, bro. And not just that. He probably asked Bobby Kotick and like Take-Two who who has the biggest damn games ever. Like Call of Duty,
Right.
you will say they don't need Game Pass, right? A Grand Theft Auto, they don't need Game Pass. 2K, Madden, those games sell like crazy every damn year. So of course they wouldn't need Game Pass, but there's a lot of companies, a lot of developers that continue to put their games in Game Pass.
Mhm.
And like you said, J Rock, if Game Pass was hated by everybody, why PlayStation keep on trying to block shit from going there?
Right.
Absolutely, bro.
It sounds like a waste of money.
The
Yeah.
FTC, the
Fear
FTC
is a-
is just
Fear is the
Sorry,
damn
guys.
thing. That's all.
Yeah.
They should. They
They-
could
they
reinvest
fear
that
it.
money into the development of factions and get that out the door quick.
nah. They're investing that money into Project Q, the
Faction.
handhelds, not games.
Hey, he's
I-
talking
I'll
about
just go-
factions.
I was just going to quote our old buddy Brap, who said that, which I thought was
Oh,
hilarious.
God.
He wrote this other day. Yeah, the line of reasoning is that PlayStation's exclusivity deals hurt Xbox's ability to compete and do well. Yet Nintendo and PlayStation deals is doing very well. So yeah. So I'll reply back to him saying, so you agree that COD can be exclusive then because it won't affect PlayStation because it's not on Nintendo. I didn't see the point he was trying to make there. He was trying to say like, the exclusives the Xbox is struggling, but PlayStation and Nintendo does fine without those, and there shouldn't be an issue. Then okay, then there should be an issue for COD then being exclusive, should there? But yet there is, even though it's not Nintendo. He's a complete idiot, that guy. He's another fake neutral. Can't stand that guy.
I wouldn't call him a fake neutral. He's a pony. I don't think he hides that too much.
Right.
He's just as dumb as they are
he
as
does.
well. Like that
Hey,
dude has no brains.
He's another guy that I felt that when he first came on the scene, he seemed to be a little bit more on the Xbox side. Like he used to try to play neutral, but
Same as Mooch.
he would be more on the Xbox side. But he was another guy that flipped, just like Red Dragon, just like MBG, Crap, Mooch, and all those guys. They just flip. Have no respect for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Peace out. Stay over there.
Yep. Please don't come
We don't
back.
need you. Yeah, we don't need
Yep.
you.
Oh,
I-
sorry.
I think the whole thing is just really interesting in general, just looking at how PlayStation has been getting away with all of this for years. And the moment that Microsoft flips it on them
Yep.
and they start playing the same game, oh, it's not okay, they can't compete this way, and PlayStation and
Right.
Jim Ryan's like, oh, crying. It's hilarious. And then they're trying to go
It
like
is.
and just say Microsoft's trying to outbuy PlayStation and buy all the publishers and everything like that. It's like, well, if you remember, it came out that as soon as Microsoft came into the gaming industry, their goal was to kill Microsoft from day one. That was their goal. And you guys are ignoring that fact, but you're happy to just go, oh, Microsoft's trying to buy out and make PlayStation non-existent. That's been PlayStation's goal from day one. You can't ignore that fact. And you can't blame Microsoft for responding that same way because of what's been happening. So, like, you can't really defend it. You can't defend it at all, guys. You really
Not
can't.
only that,
Agreed,
a
100%.
lot of people forget how PlayStation even got into the game, right?
Yeah, what they did to Nintendo.
They brought a publisher themselves in 1993 called Psygnosis, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I remember that.
Then they proceeded to have over 112 exclusive contracts with developers before the launch of the PlayStation. So pretty much everything that Xbox is doing now, they already did. That's how they got their start in the game. But now they're complaining.
And you know what else, Gerard? Let me say this right quick. I'm not going to lie. Listen, my 20s was PlayStation, right? I love the PS1. I love the PS2. Then I played the original Xbox, and the rest is history, right? But let me say this. Let's be honest. I'm not taking anything away from the PlayStation 1. Great console. Let's be real. That shit has some help. The Sega Saturn was dead on arrival. Nintendo decided to go with cartridge. Developers say, you know what? Let's go to this PlayStation. It's CD based. It's not as expensive to create, and it's not as weak. It's not as difficult to make games on Nintendo 64. This is the console of choice, right? That's the console they chose, and the PlayStation 1 was amazing. It blew
And it was a
up,
good
but it
CD
had some
player.
help. It was definitely a good CD player, but it had some help, right? It definitely Sega Saturn was difficult to develop for. Developers did not want to work on that console. They had some help. Let's be real. I worked at Best Buy in the PS2 generation. I was one of them pieces of shit at the front of the store with the yellow shirts on, right? The security guys. And I would check people receipts. You would not believe how many people bought the Matrix DVD and the PS2 during that time. Not saying the PS2 wasn't a great system, because it was, but the DVD was the main driving force for that console.
Yeah.
That was most people's first DVD players, including myself.
It was the cheapest DVD player out there.
Well,
Absolutely, because that's
in Japan, they sold the PS2 in DVD stores.
Yep, there you go. Because at the time, it was the cheapest DVD player, and the DVD technology was really starting to take off at that time.
Yep.
If you know, I know I might be a little older than everybody here, but at that time, it was really starting to take off, and it was very popular. So,
and if you remember the PS2 bundles, it was movies and a controller.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I remember all that stuff. Like I said, I worked at Best Buy back then part time, and I remember all of that. So the PS2 had some help along the way, but they have been able to maintain themselves. And then when they actually got some real competition with the 360, they shit the bed for a few years. If we can remember the PS3 generation, so PlayStation is a great
PS3
brand.
was marketed as a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, Blu-ray player, but people didn't give a shit about Blu-ray because you needed an HD TV, right? So people didn't care.
And
so all I'm trying to say,
Spider-Man movie.
Yep, I remember that, bro. Because think about the PS3 font was Spider-Man font. Remember?
Yep.
The font, yeah. So all I'm saying is
around that time there was the emergence of streaming, right? I think Xbox 360 was the one with the native app. Everybody else had the disc for a certain number of years.
Yeah.
That Netflix would ship you a disc so you can install it and stream that way. But yeah, that was the emergence of streaming. So that's why they were banking on Blu-ray taking off.
And it did.
But yeah, remember they had the whole Blu-ray HD DVD wars going on at that time.
It did beat the HD DVD.
Yeah, Xbox had a HD DVD add-on device. I remember. But yeah, they were banking on that. So yeah, from 1, 2, 3, it was pretty much marketed as a multimedia device. It wasn't, its main focus wasn't strictly gaming.
Right. And then part 4, they more focus on, and like even part 4, they had some help. The Xbox One,
they moved over to movie games on part 4.
That's funny stuff, man. But all I'm saying is that now this generation, what we're seeing now is Xbox is very aggressive with some of their purchases, some of their acquisitions. And of course, PlayStation, is still outselling them as far as console goes, but the game is changing, right? PlayStation fanboys, their narrative is still console sales. Xbox is like, listen, man, we have an ecosystem. You can play our shit on PC. You don't have to have a console. We just want y'all to get into Game Pass. So whenever we see a month or a quarter where Xbox out money PlayStation, I'm going to be talking so much shit, it ain't going to be funny. I'm going to be unbearable. Right? Because that's going to happen eventually. We're going to have a quarter, one of these quarters where Xbox is going to out money PlayStation. They'll be like, what? Then we going to be like, yeah, but consoles, we told our console sales don't mean shit like it used to. So
yeah, the console sales, I don't know why they still post them every time the sales come up. Nobody cares. They don't mean anything. I don't know why they keep posting it like, yeah, we're ahead by 5 million sales. Who cares? For one, you're a gamer. Why do you care how many consoles are sold? In any other business, you don't care. And 2, it's not relevant to anything. The business has moved on now. Selling consoles, it's far more.
That's because console sales have a ceiling, generation over generation.
Absolutely.
They always hit a limit. So it's basically a race to see who gets fastest to the same spot that you did the previous generation. Like,
that's all it is. And the only generation that went above that was the PS2 because of the DVD player.
Right. Because ever since, every generation has been below that DVD player.
Yeah, and that's the thing. PlayStations have always sold consoles, but they've never sold games. And that's what people keep forgetting. You can sell 200 million consoles, but if only 10% of your fan base are actually buying the games, then you're not, as a company, you're not making the revenue, the money that you should be making. So where's your ecosystem? It's not really there. Because you'll have a console sitting under your TV or whatever, and it's just collecting dust, and it's not being switched on for months at a time until maybe a game comes on, or maybe you want to play some music because you're having a party, and you put a CD in. You know what I mean? Like, so they've never really sold that much software compared to their console sales, and that's why even though Xbox sell less consoles, the rate of people that buy the console and then games is much higher on Xbox because we actually buy the games. We actually support exactly right. And now that they've expanded into PC and basically mobile through cloud, they're growing that ecosystem, which is what you want people to be in. That's why they don't care about console. I mean, they do to a point, but it's about access to Xbox.
That's what it's about, the access.
Yep. And then and that's the rest is history. Once they start getting people into that via whatever means, they end up winning. And it's about money, profit, not console sales.
Yep. That's what
I think
about.
Starfield would be a big change.
It's
I think
gonna be
when that
Oh,
drops.
I agree. I believe Starfield is going to move Game Pass subs. It's going to make people buy consoles. I really feel
them.
Starfield. Yeah, I feel Starfield is going to be just that big of a game.
And people will forget that it was delayed twice because that will become a faded memory, and people will just be like talking about how good the game is, how good the gameplay is, what you can do in it, all the mods that PC guys can do. Like it'll take over as the next generational game, and that's all people will be talking about. We'll be seeing it all over Twitter. All over Twitter.
We've seen that already. Look at PlayStation 2022. Everybody forgot that all those games they released were delayed games from 2021.
Right, and they were half games too, because they weren't even full experiences.
PS4 games.
Were they?
PS4 games.
Because that brings up an interesting point, though, right? Yeah. If all those games launched on time, like what was their roadmap looking like for last year and for this year?
See,
DLC?
I'm gonna tell you, if we really think about what's going on,
exactly,
like those games that released on PlayStation this generation, they are just Sean Layden games, right? You know, the sequels, the God of Wars, the Horizon Forbidden West. Those are Sean Layden games, right?
Yep.
And they signed a lot of third-party deals because PlayStation knew their first party was going to be light. Right, that's why they have this Final Fantasy. They tried to get Starfield, they got Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo and things like that. They just signed that Stellar Cheeks game with like to go to Big Butt, all those games. Because if you think about the showcase, if we go by the showcase, what's happening right now? This is Jim Ryan's PlayStation. They show 4 first-party games. Yep, this is Jim Ryan's PlayStation. They show 4 first-party games. 3 of them were CGIs, and now 3 were games as a service. Then they show Spider-Man, right? Jim Ryan already said, PlayStation fanboys, y'all buying 10 to 15 million of these first party games isn't enough. We just saw that redacted statement that they did with a Sharpie. Horizon Forbidden West cost $212 million to make. The Last of Us 2 cost $220 million. Those first party PlayStation bangers are going to be few and far between now. You'll see a game like Spider-Man because you know that's going to move units. You'll see a game like Wolverine, but they're not going to do as many games as they did last generation because those games,
especially if they don't have that Call of Duty money coming in.
Exactly, man.
Exactly, bro. That's what Jim Ryan is afraid of, J-Rod.
Exactly.
That's still going to the Game Pass. Now, there's still going to be a lot of people playing Call of Duty on PlayStation, but some might go there and get it on Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? On PC, because we saw the numbers. They said 8% is on Xbox, 15% is on PlayStation, and 20% on PC. Think about those 20% on PC. They're going to go to Game Pass. Some of them, you know what I'm saying? And they're definitely going to hurt their numbers. So
Yeah, and
You,
that's why they it makes more sense now. We already knew this, but it makes more sense that why they bundled Horizon Forbidden West and they keep remastering The Last of Us and remaking it because they need to try and get that money back. I've been saying it for ages. The games haven't sold that well. That's why they're not talking numbers, or didn't for a very long
The
time.
attachment rate, yeah.
And then they need to make that 210 million back, so they're bundling it and they just keep remastering, trying to shift units and sell. So the writing's been on the wall for a while, and I think PlayStation's bleeding money in the background, especially by buying all these money-hatting all these games with these timed exclusivity, because we know that that's expensive. You know, that's 200 million potentially on its own just for a game. So
Jim Ryan's fault.
that's a lot of money to pay for a game for timed exclusivity.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know, because what was Xbox did it with Tomb Raider, and that was about 200 million, wasn't it? Or was it 100 million?
I'm not.
I think
Yeah,
100.
it was a lot.
It was
yeah,
100
that's
million.
A lot.
stupid for just for one
Like,
year. That's stupid. That's a waste of money, man.
That's
remember,
lot.
but that's a
And it was
lot.
that next
But
year.
That's money
PlayStation
that you can
PlayStation
make
gets a
game with.
discount. PlayStation gets a discount. You know, so
Because they didn't market
everything is
leader.
more everything is more expensive for Xbox. Xbox got to do more work, spend more to get basically the same results, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's true. But what it does do is mindshare. People think, oh, it's exclusive. We just spoke about it before, how people thought Destiny 2 was exclusive. So it tricks people into thinking that. So you're kind of paying for that as well, I guess. But if it doesn't come back in software sales, then it's a big failure. It's a fast way to lose money, really.
Monthly active
Yeah,
users, guys.
that's-
Xbox has that fucking down pat.
MAUs, yep.
And
Nice.
everybody wants to make a big deal of Xbox, right? Oh, they want to spend PlayStation out of business, but just recently we saw the emails from Jim Ryan to Phil Spencer basically saying, well, we'll accept the deal going through if you destroy your whole company, basically by giving us all your games
Right.
and keeping nothing for yourself. And nobody's saying a word about that.
For
The
them to
arrogance.
freaking dictate terms to Xbox, who isn't even like they're acting like they're buying freaking ABK. Bullshit. Sorry, Dirt, go.
Go ahead, Dirt.
Oh no. I was just agreeing with what you said, J Rock. It's nothing.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry, go
arrogance, right?
The arrogance. Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, give me all your games. That's how we
Right.
accept the deal. Give me all your games. We want a day and date, and put it on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, like all
Like,
the Zenny
what?
Pass games. Like what?
Interesting that they
How many
refused-
sugar cubes did you have?
Yeah, that they were.
Phil should have just said, Jim, how's Get Fuck sound? Good? Okay. See ya.
But it was interesting
Right.
how the reason why they weren't signing that deal is they really wanted Starfield. That's why they were refusing to sign COD. They wanted Starfield on the PlayStation 5. You can't dictate those terms. You tried to make it exclusive on your system. And Microsoft got wind of it, so they just, bought the bank.
Bought the damn company.
Yeah, fuck, we'll just buy it. Yeah, it was just interesting to see like what Jim Ryan was saying behind closed doors versus what he was saying to the public around like not really worrying about Call of Duty and then complaining about Call of Duty to the public. Like he is such a fucking liar.
Yeah. Right.
Jim,
we're not worried about that. Our baby is gonna be fine. We got some great things coming up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what,
Like, you
Concord?
remember? Yeah, you remember like
Helldivers?
who was it?
Like the twerking hamburger.
what was that Reforge Gaming guy talking about like how PlayStation has to defend themselves, and it's like, no, this is Microsoft defending themselves. Like, I think you've got it around the wrong way. So much has come to light in this. So many things have been leaked that they probably didn't want people to know about, and I'm kind of glad that like it's happened, especially for us.
Well, they basically
Xbox
exposed
gamers
themselves.
being vindicated on knowing what Jim Ryan was really like, and these guys defending Jim Ryan, going, "No, he's great. Phil Spencer's an arsehole." I'm like, no, Phil Spencer's just trying to keep Microsoft and Xbox in the game.
Yeah, we're talking about Jim Shyster Ryan here. Like, he couldn't lay straight in bed, that dude. He's just he is representative of his fan base. They're all just full of shit.
And that company, yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. Elite, do you have anything you want to add to the FTC stuff? Or
No, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah, no, I think it's all been covered. Go on. Sorry, Red. What did you say?
I was just going to say that they were talking about how Call of Duty couldn't run on the Switch, right? And it's like, well, Call of Duty ran on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, so it can definitely run on the Switch. And Kotick coming out and confirming that he made a mistake and misjudged the Nintendo Switch and should have put Call of Duty on that system.
Right.
But for those going, it's not powerful enough to run it. That system will be able to play that game. Might not be the same equivalent of the version. Yeah, it might not be the same equivalent of what the other consoles and PC are doing, but there should be a Switch version that they can make.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Fortnite can run on it, then
Doom Eternal runs on it. So does the
Witcher 3.
Witcher
3. Yeah. So all it is just, it's more work. Like Phil Spencer and Matt Booty said with the Xbox Series S. Yes, it's a next generation console, but it's more work. And maybe that rubs some developers the wrong way. The Nintendo Switch, it can run a Call of Duty game, but of course it would be way more work, and it would probably come out after all of the other versions. But I believe it.
Ton of money though, right? That work would be worth it.
Yeah, sure. If man, they got Call of Duty Mobile, they can do the shit on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yes. They can, and that just proves how little these these regulators actually understand technology in the gaming industry and what actually is the gaming industry itself.
Right.
They don't know anything. The
That was on
judge
full
knew more than
display.
they did.
That was on full display.
They only knew what PlayStation told them. So they really just followed their lead. And just utilized their information. And like you said, Red, they probably just went on Twitter and screenshotted a few things because it's just
facts.
Man, just so ill-equipped to be up against Microsoft. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
I think that Kotick looked a bit of a plum during some things. Some of his statements were a bit silly.
He is.
He's a shifty prick, though.
Almost a bit anti-Xbox, some of it, wasn't it?
He's a shifty prick, though.
Didn't the judge come out and call them out on Bobby Kotick kind of started nowhere and developed this Call of Duty franchise the way it is now? So why is it unbelievable that someone else could do the exact same thing? To say that Call of Duty can't be replicated to some degree and that success isn't accurate, and that's 100% correct. And even the judge called them out on that, and I was like, "Thank you, judge, for using." Your brain, because they really aren't.
Yeah, she was good, and hopefully it goes. But this whole thing did remind me of the whole Johnny Depp case. It was literally like that. It was just a shambles from start.
Jim Ryan with the Amber Heard face. I love that gif.
Yeah,
I love that meme. It's so good. It's so good.
And why he was allowed to just be a screen in the court case and just not actually appear.
Right.
What a coward!
Man came in there like R2D2, just.
But that shows you where his priorities are at. Because he flew to Japan and had a photo with Kojima.
Right. That's why listen. If I was Microsoft's lawyers, I would have brought that up. Your Honor, Jim Ryan isn't here because he's currently in Japan discussing an exclusive.
Yeah, talking exclusives here in Japan. Over here,
which he feels is more important than this trial. So
because he doesn't care.
If they don't care, then why do you guys care? Xbox, you win.
Someone showed online on Twitter though that the actual PlayStation headquarters in the States is 30 minutes away from where this trial was taking place. He could have been there.
That is crazy.
That guy, flooring guy, and he got slated for it. I remember that. Yeah,
and I was like, damn. Yeah. So Jim, why you had to fly the other side of the world or wherever?
He flew to Brussels for the CMA thing, didn't he? That decision, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because the FTC is nothing. Let's be honest. Yeah. And Jim knows this because every other regulator has come up and said there's no issue with consoles.
The console thing is done. That's why they're trying to get to the cloud. They're trying to go through the cloud.
And the
Yeah.
FTC couldn't even do that. They couldn't even prove anything about the cloud.
Yeah.
And the fact that the FTC was like, well, we've just got their word on it. We can't see any tangible results. That's because we're not living in the future. This deal hasn't gone through. That's when you're going to see things happening.
So what's the end result here with COD though? If Sony don't sign the agreement,
They're
do
still gonna
they
put it
just
on
get
there.
skipped over or what?
I think they'll still put it on there. I think you're just going to get a downgraded version because they don't have access to the dev kits. If
I think they'll be good for this generation, but
next year.
next generation will be interesting because, like Panda said, what are they going to do with the dev kits? Are they going to send them over or not?
Jim Ryan will be gone by next gen. I don't think he's going to stay out the whole gen.
Yeah, well, he's probably screwed it up for Sony more than helped it by exposing half the bullshit and being looked into and investigated. So
He was the one doing the Sharpie, like using the Sharpie to like redact statements.
He doesn't know how to Sharpie. He doesn't know how to hold a controller. Doesn't know how to negotiate.
Doesn't know how to brush his hair.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Y'all are mean.
It's a bit shitty.
fuck them.
He said,
Fuck them.
I mean,
You know that's Dreamcast guy's dad. You know that, right?
I knew it. I knew it was the reason Dreamcast.
That was-
He's got two dads, doesn't he?
Hey, that was in one of the documents.
Dreamcast guy looks 1,000 times better with what Frotanga did to his face by putting the mouth on his two eyes.
I saw that.
Frotanga be crazy.
Yeah,
be
it was
killing
so
him, bro.
good though.
He be killing them, bro.
Han Solo flew through Dreamcast guy's face in Star Wars. Remember that bit where they go?
Oh goodness.
You've got some great memes to work on now, J-Rock.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
I think we're good now. We're done.
Yeah.
Should we go and play some games?
Yeah, I'm gonna go play some FTC.
Yeah, that was today's
Zoom out.
episode. Today's episode was quite cathartic. There, it was good to get some frustration out about the ponies and the Sony community and the whole business. It feels good. I feel good now.
You're moist.
See if
Just a
how
little
we
bit.
feel stays
Are you
next
gonna
week
go
when-
training now?
I'm gonna go punch a kangaroo.
I knew it.
I knew it's what you guys do over there.
As long as we don't
Right.
hear news
I knew
on
they were
That's all they do.
on the news saying Ashtray got kicked in the chest and is in hospital.
Chest all caved in and everything.
Right.
I'm gonna go. I'm just looking at this thing. What is this thing? I'm gonna go do.
Are you in the toilet again, Elite?
Oh,
Yeah,
run a
He's
train. I'm
volcano-
gonna go run a train.
he's volcano.
Oh
He's
shit.
volcano.
He's volcanoing.
Look,
Hey yo, they did mention three unannounced Activision exclusives, right? What do you guys think that those are?
Jeez.
Well, we heard that Blizzard is doing a new IP. That's the only one I heard of. The other ones I have no idea.
I still couldn't believe they wanted all those unannounced IPs as well to sign this deal. That's what they wanted.
Oh yeah, the future.
Like,
Yep.
fuck off. They bought it. For the IPs that are already out, you can have at it. The franchises that are available to you, you can have at it. But new IP, go
That's like-
fund them yourselves.
Hey,
what is
Panda,
that?
that's like I've heard of like divorce cases in the States, specifically in LA, where if people got like a couple got a divorce, but it was terrible to where the woman would get half of the guy's future earnings too. Like,
That's bullshit.
how you gonna get my future earnings? That's what PlayStation like. No, we want the future games too.
Yeah.
Hell no. You
Yeah.
can't get no. No, you're not getting that shit.
Holy shit, is that a thing?
Yes, it is
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Fuck,
Dude,
I'd prefer
Okay, let
to-
me see. The first person I ever
Man.
heard of that was a comedian. He was on Saturday Night Live in the 80s. His name was Joe Piscopo. I don't know if you ever heard of
I've
him.
heard that name before, yeah.
Yeah, like he was on Saturday Night Live and he got a divorce from his wife. And that was the first case where she got 50% of his, not just his current earnings, his future earnings. I'm like, damn.
Bullshit. Yeah.
And how
bullshit.
long's that? Is that like a 10-year period or is that forever?
I think it was like forever, bro. It was terrible. People was like, "Whoa," and like that's where everybody was like, "You know what? I'm signing the prenup." You know, all the actors and shit. I'm signing the prenup. It was crazy, man.
Damn, that is crazy.
The guy got his willy cough, is it?
2 Point J-Rock, I have no idea what those IPs are. All I know is they're Xbox exclusives.
Exclusive.
Possibly. We have to wait, possibly.
Yeah.
Have to wait for it to go through.
I think Xbox will play hardball now, and anything that's unannounced will be exclusive to Xbox. Tough titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious, right, if Xbox agrees, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, you know what? We'll give them all Call of Duties and everything like that," and they just switch up the name and pull a Stellar Blade on them.
Yes.
Right.
Well, we haven't released a Call of Duty technically, Your Honor.
Yeah. Like they did with Back for Blood. They do that.
They rename it FTC.
Right.
Oh yeah, Back for Blood was clearly Left 4 Dead.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a new game, sucker. Back for Blood. Not really.
They should call it Back for Booty.
I loved
Call
Back
of
for
Duty.
Blood. I had a lot of fun playing that game.
See, you know what? I actually didn't like it.
You
I
didn't?
did like it. I did. Maybe I should play with different people or something.
Yeah, maybe. Don't play with Jim Ryan. He's no good at games. That's probably why
You're
you
gonna
didn't
name
like
it Honor Your Duty.
That's gonna be the name of the game.
Call to
Honor
war.
your
Just
duty.
call it Call to War or something.
Gonna mix Medal of Honor and Call of Duty. That's good.
Honor. That's funny.
That's great. Oh.
Right. Are we going to sign off now?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Now, where can we find you, Mr. Dirt?
Cleaning
Tell
out
us
the
what
pony
about-
stables currently. They made a mess. I'm restocking their sugar cube barrels and now they can't find me
Taking
on
out the
Twitter.
salt.
Right. I gotta redo the bedding. Yeah, it's gonna be a long generation ahead for them.
They like to eat
Yeah,
apples too, don't they?
Apples, but they prefer I have like this lace sugar cube combo. I put fentanyl sometimes, cocaine. As you can see,
They're so drugged up. they think
Reforged
they have
Gaming. You see
wings.
why his hands move so much?
Yeah.
Right. His is laced with Ritalin. I'm trying to control it.
Oh, I thought that was withdrawals.
Yeah.
Oh no. He's on a steady supply. He's all right. Imagine if he wasn't. We saw what happened, right? He got banned off of Destiny. So I have him under control now.
Damn.
So other than that, they can find me on Twitter. Entertaining my Gremlin nations, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for the invite. It was a pleasure being here. I had a ton of fun. And I might host a Halo game night tomorrow, depending how I feel. I am battling a flu, so I might host it tomorrow.
Dirty.
Let me know. I'll be there, J-Rock, so you can kill the
no
shit
doubt.
out of me. I'll be like, who killed me? Oh, J-Rock did.
You know what, Panda? We need to link up more often because I'm running into these issues like playing with randoms in Halo is annoying.
Yes, we
Oh,
do. We
it
do.
is.
We do. Yeah, I need to
That's
jump
what
in on
randoms
Halo a
is.
lot more. I miss that game. I love shooting
Yeah.
things. Oh,
Yeah. But
I'll
definitely,
just
that's
pretend
what.
all of them are PlayStation toxic fan babies, and I will never miss a shot. Pretend they're all Jim Ryan.
Right. But yeah, man. Thanks for the invite, guys.
know,
And
we'll
it
get you
was a
back on.
pleasure being here. It was fun, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Over to Mr. Griggity. Dirt, where can we find you?
Yeah, just check out my channel, Dirt Griggity. I'm thinking about doing a video this weekend. I got a busy weekend, but I might have to do a video about Reforge and Colin's latest clips.
Oh, please do.
Because I'm so tired of those guys. I'm so tired of
Yeah.
them pieces of trash. So yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah. Go on,
So
sorry.
I want
Go
to
on.
thank you guys for the invite, and also thank you for, you guys' podcast is a nice length. Because I was also podcast in the past. Well, we all know Iron Lord's podcast is ridiculous as far as the length, but some other
Well,
podcasts I've been on, like, man, why is this shit 3.5 hours? Yeah, but I'm talking about ones I've been on a guest on. Like, why is this shit 3 hours and a half, bro? Come on.
Yeah.
But thank you
Riskety's
guys.
calling you out. No, I'm kidding.
No.
So we should.
I've been on Risky channel once, and I don't remember it being that long, but I'm talking about some other ones. But thank you guys. I appreciate you.
We
I know,
appreciate you. both.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
We
an
appreciate
hour and a
it.
half, 2 hours is the sweet spot, and that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Red.
No,
Where can you find me?
Yeah.
Have
I
you made
don't
any
know.
content yet?
Just not for you, Elite.
Yeah, you're
not for
blocked.
you.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
banned.
blocked.
It's that kind of content. I love that.
Elite,
I like
how's your
drinking.
OnlyFans going, by the way?
Oh man, it's going really well actually.
He's the only one subbed to his OnlyFans.
Yeah, when
No,
I logged in just to
unfortunately.
give him support, and it was like this. Shit.
Shit. No, unfortunately, I've got 6 subscribers, but unfortunately, they're all Dalton's accounts. So.
Damn. You like it.
I was like, shit. Yeah. It was reading a book while watching me.
You can find me on Xbox Live. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me here every week. I will be going on leave at the end of July because I'm going overseas for a couple of weeks. So there will be 3 weeks without me.
Where you going?
I am going to Malaysia. I'm going to Kuala Lumpur and Borneo.
Ooh.
I'm going to go visit the orangutans. Yep.
Stay safe over there. Shit.
I will.
Yeah. It's a lot of animal attacks going on now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
safer than Australia though.
What? No way.
Hey, you guys saw that shark attack on that one guy?
Yeah, that
No, I
happens.
didn't.
Egypt?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
man,
savage, wasn't it? That was
Yeah.
Stay out of
savage.
the
I've
water.
been there
Yeah.
as well.
That was he was calling out for his dad and everything. I
That
was
was
like,
fucked up.
"Man."
Mm.
I'm going to stay out of the water.
And his dad was like, "No, I'm not going to the water." Oh, that was awful. That
No
was
need
awful.
for both of us getting killed, you piece of trash.
Yeah.
But where can people find you, Ashtray?
Yeah, Xbox when I'm on, and Twitter at AshtreyGaming, TREY. Yeah, you can usually find me there. And that's it for me. It's been a good show.
Hey.
Appreciate you guys turning up. And J-Rock and Griggity for guesting. Griggity, I've got a question for you. Who is the POS of the week?
Oh yeah.
For this upcoming week?
No, for the week you just had. We don't want you to give it away for the upcoming week.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot.
So many.
I've been having 3 every week lately. Let me see. I
There's
forget.
been so many recently.
Yeah.
Because it's
Right. I can have 20 every week, man, but you know, I gotta cut it down, you know. It was, let me see.
Revolving door of them.
Pretty much.
You had Reforge, I think.
It was this guy named Keto Core. He was a Spanish YouTuber. He was watching the Xbox game showcase live, and he said Hellblade 2 is a timed exclusive. I had to put him on there.
Oh,
shit.
He
I
said
was
that?
like, oh, hell,
Yeah,
yeah.
the only time he can play it is if he gets an Xbox.
We're calling him Queef. Queef Tour.
Yeah, so I said, hell nah, you ain't about to get away with that one. Because you know that my boy Joey speaks fluent. You know, he
The
speaks Spanish.
Queefinator.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Joey, what did he say? He said, Hellblade 2 is a timed exclusive for Xbox. Hell no. There's another guy named Dax Bass. I forgot what he said. And the last one is a pony. You always see him on Twitter. Pearl Rules. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, that guy, yes.
Yeah, I forgot what he said, but it was something stupid, and I roasted him.
He always says stupid stuff. Though.
Yeah, I always.
He's an idiot.
Yeah,
that guy, that G guy, who just made a massive rant about Xbox and the whole buying ABK thing, and then he was saying about it, and you can see, go fuck yourself. If you don't agree with my opinion, fuck off. He was saying all that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw that guy. Yeah.
There's so
He was
many
like
of
having
them
a
out there.
old rant, wasn't he? Yeah, and he's like, fucking hell, why
They
did
are
he?
so upset about the ABK deal, and for those
Yeah,
who
they
are like,
are.
it's a nothing burger, it's nothing. Like, well, keep telling us how much,
Yeah.
like how
Amazing
nothing
Lucas.
it is. Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy? I actually saw people's. Oh, okay. So the Pearl Rules guy, I put him POS of the week because he sat up here and said, "Well, the FTC is cooking Phil Spencer." Get the anybody that listened to that, you must be delusional to think they was cooking Phil Spencer. But it's funny because I've seen guys say the FTC cooked Microsoft, like they destroyed Microsoft in court. And I'm like, what? And you know who
No
it was?
way.
Right? He was like, nigga, Xbox is getting destroyed in court. They are being demolished. My nigga. Phil Spencer, he didn't know what to say. He was volcanoing, my nigga.
It's when you
Oh, he's
drags the word
spoilaging
out.
all over
drags the word
himself
out.
saying that shit.
Yeah. You need to do a spoof rap. That's what you need to do. No, you do silly rap sets. You need to do a spoof rap.
Oh.
Actually, you know, his raps aren't that bad. Actually, his raps aren't that bad. He's actually a pretty decent rapper, but he's just a piece of trash.
Yeah.
He's delusional.
You
But
do a spoof
I
rap.
just want to say shout out to the chat. You guys have been amazing. My sister's in the chat. Hi.
Hey, sis.
But
Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, stop it.
Stop.
That's disgusting. Elite.
Sisters in the chat.
How y'all doing?
But it's been an amazing episode 106 of the Gamers Initiative podcast. We appreciate you joining us for these 2 hours and letting us talk a whole bunch of nonsense about gaming. It's been fun, and it's always a good time when Dirt and J-Rock are on here. So appreciate you guys joining us. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button, share it out. And also, if you really did enjoy the show, put hashtag delete elite in the chat. Yeah.
Delete elite.
Elite's a queef.
Chat, before I sign out, chat, I want you to do me a favor and keep dreaming.
I reckon we'll cut it from there, I think.
Oh. All right.
See you, everyone.